Brooksaw Antiques here. Today we have this 1966 Brother Opus 900. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. And I'm just going to line that up with the close to the edge of the platen, which is this main roller that feeds the page. And these are the margins. This is your left margin. I'm going to set that around 0 to 1. And this is your right margin. I'm going to set that about 75. Gives you about the length of a page, and it has a support arm that flips up from the back. And this is the paper bale that sits on top, and it's got two adjustable rollers and a scale on the front side of it. Looks like I need to adjust this left margin a little bit. That's good enough. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. You hit this line space, get you back to the beginning, and skips 1, 2, or 3 and half spaces in between. Right now we have it on single space, but if you want double, you just flip that 2 spaces, and 2 more spaces gives you 3. We're going to keep it on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line. Switch from black to red. There's a button here on the right side. You push that red button and it will print the bottom portion of the ribbon. Very nice typing machine. Brother made some of the best typewriters during this era in the 60s and the 70s, and they still continue to make printers and printing manufacturing. Very popular brand, very respected brand. We're going to switch that back to black so it prints the top portion of the ribbon. If you push it on white, it doesn't print anything at all. It just leaves an indentation or a stencil for copying purposes so you don't waste any ink. We're going to keep that on black. And there's a switch on the right side here that unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. We're going to test this first. This is a line space up to 12 spaces. So if you want to skip a bunch of spaces, it's got that function, which is pretty cool. Now we're going to use that to pull the page out, and we're going to put this back down. You got to make sure you flip that back before you load the next page, or else it won't load correctly. Got a shift on each side and a shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Backspace on the left side of the keyboard. That works good. Touch control to the left of that, low, medium, and high. The higher up you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. They do respond faster, but you do have to hit them a little harder. Tab is on the right side here. We should have one tab set somewhere in the middle. Looks like we don't. So we're going to set one in the middle by hitting the S for set. And you get back to the beginning of the margin and you hit the tab and it stops at that spot. To clear it, you hit the C for clear. And now we shouldn't have any. And I'm just going to keep one set in the middle so it doesn't go all the way to the end, causing wear and tear on your typewriter when you hit the tab button. Which this one doesn't have a big pull. It's got a nice drag so it doesn't cause the typewriter slam all the way to the end like most typewriters do. The top comes off straight from the top. And it's got 2 latches that hook on these 2 sections here. All the brand new ribbons loaded on the left side, so it's pulling to the right. And if you want to switch that direction, just move these holders to the opposite direction, and now it'll pull to the left. Counterclockwise to switch it back, just flip it. You can do it on either side. That works good. We're gonna just line up these little hooks with the section back here, and it just snaps right down. That's about it. That's how it works. This is the carriage lock. So if you push this back towards the front and move the carriage to the middle, it'll stop there and lock in place to protect the escapement when it's in the case. And you've got a carriage release on each side. You've got to be careful with these. These are made out of plastic, so they do break easy. And I believe I'm going to make some 3D printed versions of those eventually. So if you're looking for a new 3D printed carriage release levers, and keep an eye out for that. If you push this button in and turn the knob at the same time, it disables the spacing, so you can get to an exact spot on the page. When it's not pressed, it has those clicks. Each one of those clicks is a half a space. And the same concept with this lever. If you flip it forward, it will disable the spacing. Flip it back, those clicks. Each one of those clicks is a half a space, and that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.